fire. 6. You don't know how to go about gaining wealth or adding to the wealth you have. 7. You don't trust your broker. 8. You don't understand his or her advice. 9. All you do is work. 10. You don't understand money. 11. Your life is unfulfilling. 12. You think you know what you can do to change that. 13. You don't think you can afford to do so. 14. You feel insecure about your financial picture. 15. You wonder why others with similar incomes seem to have so much more than you. Which brings us to the foundation and the firewall. People who say money doesn't matter are deceiving themselves. People who say money is everything may never know why they feel unfulfilled. In Rich as a Religion, I will reveal to you how to earn more money than you ever thought possible, how to expand your horizons, and how to build a financial foundation and to install a firewall to protect it. And most of all, I will show you how to channel your money in order to maximize the gift of life. Chapter 1. The Epiphany. It was a convection oven July day in Manhattan, the kind of sizzler when the sidewalks are like beds of smoldering coals, sending blasts of heat all the way to your brain. Even the office towers were nearly steamy inside, as if the massive commercial air conditioning systems were unable to compete with the solar barrage. And then another fire of sorts ignited around me. I was working with former Treasury Secretary Bill Simon. Born in Paterson, New Jersey in 1927, the son of an insurance executive, Simon attended Lafayette College in Easton, Pennsylvania. He launched his career with Union Securities in 1952 and served as vice president of Weeden & Company before moving on to even greater success on Wall Street, culminating in his appointment as senior partner in charge of the government and municipal bond departments at Salomon Brothers. Then came the capstone of his career. President Richard Nixon appointed Simon as the 63rd Secretary of the Treasury in May 1974. Simon was reappointed by President Gerald Ford and served until 1977. His years of experience in Washington, D.C. changed both Simon's view of himself and his stature in the world. At first, it was a shock to his system. When I took a seat at my first cabinet meeting, I thought I was a pretty damn well-accomplished fellow, Simon recalled. And then I'm suddenly sitting there surrounded by men of such vast knowledge of global politics and economics, men like Henry Kissinger, George Shultz, Elliot Richardson, that I felt small and inconsequential by comparison. At the end of my first week of service, I realized how truly naive I was. I asked Nixon's secretary, Rosemary Woods, if I could see the president before heading home for the weekend, and she made room in his schedule. When I entered the Oval Office to bid goodbye, Nixon snapped me right into place. "Home for the weekend? Bill, you are Secretary of the Treasury of the United States of America. You don't go home for the weekend. You are home." After his years with the Treasury Department, Simon co-founded, with Raymond Chambers CPA, a leveraged buyout, that's called LBO, firm called Westray Corporation. Among Simon's home runs was an investment in Gibson Greetings in the early 1980s, which quickly grew from $330,000 to $66 million. Throughout Simon's life, he had the Midas touch. Throughout his life, he was a member of a select group of people who use money as an instrument of independence, confidence, and enduring value, instead of merely indulging in the temporal rewards of luxury and lavish goods. On that boiling July day when we were locked in his Manhattan office, brainstorming a new business strategy, the man who had virtually invented the LBO business and become one of the richest men in America took a call from his daughter, who was on her way to the Simon summer home in Southampton, Long Island. The conversation began with predictable pleasantries between father and daughter. But suddenly, in a surprising turn of events, the discourse rushed headlong into a screaming match. Mr. Secretary, a brilliant thinker who dressed impeccably in a 1950s Brooks Brothers vision of quiet capitalism, and who,